Hello and welcome, this is the Asharid Het, and today I decided to start another Let's Play of Civilization 4. And this is actually Beyond the Sword, I just have the vanilla game graphic running in the background here. I've gotten back into this game recently, having played it off and on really since it was new. I'm not a serious player. Some get very involved in this game, and I've never really achieved an advanced status, but I have a good familiarity with it, and I have a lot of fun playing it, so I thought it would be an enjoyable choice for another Let's Play. I assume those of you watching this have a basic familiarity with the game already. It's pretty intuitive. Earlier this year I did a partial Let's Play of Europa Universalis. That did require more explanation to see what was going on, as that game is more detailed and requires more prior knowledge of mechanics. This is a little bit more self-explanatory, but I'll mention things here and there, but I'm not going to endeavor to explain the game from the ground up. There are other Let's Plays and other content you can watch which does that, and I wouldn't necessarily be the best teacher either. But let's actually go ahead and do something a little different here. And we will play as a random civ on the Monarch difficulty, which is relatively hard. It's on the harder side of the fence, but again, to an advanced player, this is rather easy, so it's all a matter of perspective. I will disable random events, as I think they can kind of throw the game or skew it a little bit. Huts I will leave on, because if you disable huts, civs which start with hunting are at a disadvantage because the scout is obviously a sitting duck against even barbed animals, and their ability not to spawn hostile warriors from huts is sort of the balancer there, so I will leave that on, as is the discovery gold for a bulwark against early expansion before your commerce network can be established. We'll also do fractal. It does tend to form kind of it says thin snaky continents in the game. That tends to be true, but it is more or less a random map script. I'll go ahead and run that with the random leader. For the interest of time, we'll play, well, I've been playing Epic. I think Epic's a little more fun. I'll leave that on. Pardon the strain in my voice. I went to a football game today and had a lot of fun, but I got enthusiastic with the crowd, and now my voice is a little bit strained. But anyway, cylindrical standard. Yep, okay, all that looks good, and we will see what the random leader is that we get. Probably going to be the one that I would not have chosen, but that's just how it is. Never fight a land war in Asia. Well, some have successfully done that game. Okay, actually, this is a rather good leader. Elizabeth of the English, philosophical, financial. Starts with fishing and mining, and has arguably one of the best UUs in the game, the red coat. The bonus against gunpowder units is pretty incredible. With 14 strength, the 25% bonus makes it with promotions. And actually, if you're Churchill of the English is protective, it'll start with garrison and drill. The promoted redcoat has a really long shelf life, and in some cases can even stand up to infantry here, which is naturally the evolution of this unit. Okay, and yeah, philosophical, double production speed of university. We get a great people birth rate bonus, financial, +1 commerce on plots that have at least 2. That is arguably the very strongest trait in the game. I often don't choose leaders that have it because it doesn't really require any skill manipulation. It's more of a passive bonus, which is fine, but sometimes when I'm successful as a financial leader, it feels a little bit cheap. Okay, let's see what kind of start the game gave us. Alright, gold. However, it's out of our BFC here. Fortunately, starting with fishing as we do in this clam resource. We could build a workboat right away. If you have multiple seafood tiles, that's not always the best choice, especially if there's available cereal to be farmed, but in place looks probably fine. It's freshwater, coastal, we have that clam, and if there's not another food bonus, I can assume there's a strategic resource in here because the game sort of has a map script. If it won't generate you a capital that's bereft of food and strategic resources. It just doesn't do that. Okay, I'm gonna move my warrior. I'm gonna trust in place, so I don't really need to scout these tiles around here to see what's there. I'm gonna go ahead and move him southwest. More gold, cool. Okay, let's see. And we have a plains cow. Okay, we still might have a strategic resource here, I'm not sure. And of course, when our border pops, we'll get that hut too. Okay. Worker, well, let me think about this. If I go worker first, we have mining, and we do have this hill. I can go ahead and mine without bronze working to clear the forests, as we do with this one. Plains cow's not going to provide enough food for both of those to be usable right off the bat. Man, this is kind of food poor. Best to have the worker, I think, right now. And well, no, because it'll take longer to tech to AH. 14, it's 37 right now. And then we can build one mine and send him over here. But we wouldn't be able to work both. Nope, okay, we need the workboat first. Unfortunate, sad but true, but yeah, we do. And I might go hunting age because it's cheaper. Let's see, 9, 23, that'd be 31. Yeah, and that would allow me to build the mine first. Nope, okay, I'm gonna go workboat first. Stupid pop-up glitch. Yeah. I mean, another city around here is going to require agriculture. That's not a tech you don't want to have, and I don't really need hunting for anything else. So yep, I'm going to do workboat first, agriculture AH, and then we'll start on the worker next. Seafood can really delay your start, but oh well. And as a financial leader, this tile is worth 3 commerce, so working that early will help our tech. Okay, and then generally you want to explore sort of clockwise or so around your capital, about 1 city span away. Alright, whale, we'd have to settle on the gold for that, which, if there's no food, may not be a bad idea because you need a food surplus to work both of these. Okay, another river. Yeah, 3 turns till we pop that hut. Okay, and then I'll go northeast and kind of swing back around. Alright, marble. We can go for some classical wonders maybe. And it looks like we might actually be isolated unless that connects. And it might, and I see jungle, so we'd be on the southern hemisphere here. And what did that hut give me? I was distracted by the marble. A map, okay. So probably more seafood around here if I had to guess. Let's go northeast. Yeah, it might connect. Yeah, I'm gonna swing back around with the warrior here. Go north one more time, and then... That's so lucrative. I need to know if I'm isolated. I'll keep going here. Nope, okay. I'm not gonna take that. Okay, Buddhism founded turn 13, and I'm not super adjusted yet to the time scaling of Epic, but probably someone went straight for meditation to found Buddhism, which means we likely have a zealot in the game. At least one. This is just a normal map size, so there should be 7 civs. Justinian, Isabella, Charlemagne, Saladin, one of them. Well, that's kind of a waste of turns here. There's no seafood over there, but whatever, I'll go over there just for thoroughness sake. Yep, ends up being a resource, so we could settle here maybe. These financial coasts are pretty nice, because if I settle in this forest here, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's pretty nice too. In philosophical financial, I actually have the potential to be a tech whore. Cheaper universities, faster great scientists. Okay, now we'll bring the warriors south and explore this coastline. We might not have any neighbors save but for up here, which probably going to be good. I might go for this gold. Well, whatever. It's a little bit too early to be thinking exactly where to settle. Okay, go ahead and get the work boats, or the fishing boats on the clam. Alright, and now we're at size 2. Go ahead and work the cow, because we're going to improve that. And the AI governor sometimes sucks at efficiently allocating your workers, or your population workers. Okay, and there's a bear. Hopefully we don't die. Bears are pretty strong. And actually the odds are good that we will die, because that's a 3 strength unit, and we only have a 25% bonus on R2, so yeah. I have quick combat for defense turned off because, yeah, we died. When you get ambushed, it's good to know where you are. I can turn quick combat back on as needed. But barbarians can be a problem in the game. Barbarian animals, which are the rule until I believe 2400 BC, or no, 2600, they cannot enter your cultural borders. So exploration will be stymied until I get another unit built, but the bear can't come in and do anything. And we got a pretty good amount of exploring done. If nothing else, we can go ahead and, since we're researching AH and we started with mining, masonry will be easy for that marble. I could settle up here. However, it'll be a little while before I get to the marble techs, or excuse me, the wonders that marble is a production modifier towards. Hinduism founded turn 25. We might have 2 zealots in this game. The AI would have to be prioritizing that. 9. Well, not necessarily, actually. And at Monarch, they're going to have a bonus, so they might have actually researched that second. And a zealot won't do that. Unless they were researching Buddhism, or excuse me, meditation, lost the Buddhism founding and then switched to polytheism. If we have a dominant religion, that'll be cool. If not, this is going to be a game with a lot of war, I think. Okay, and we can immediately improve the cow once the worker gets off the line here. And now I need to think in terms of what I'll need to research for my second city here. Probably going to go with bronze working. This is a bit of a food poor capital. We'll probably have iron in here, maybe one of these hills. Unsure whether to farm this. Since I'm philosophical, I get a bonus towards great people. But you still need to specialize your cities. If I farm this, I can work all these hills, because one plains cow and one clam, that's not very much food. That's an additional 3, which will allow me to work this grass and one of these plains hills with no additional food. So I will probably at least build 2 farms. I'll need to chop some forest for that, because I only have 1 grass tile with fresh water. Bronze working is probably the strongest choice, because if I go for masonry for the marble, there's not really a wonder I can build that early that would justify that, unless, you know, I did Temple of Artemis or something, but I don't even have mysticism. Oh, that does not even have a resource multiplier for it. Okay. It's too early to go for something like writing. The wheel is tempting, as is sailing. Sailing is kind of a tall tech. It's not really anything I need right now. And I haven't discovered any other seafood besides this clam down here. I guess a fish up there, but that's way too far for consideration. Yeah, I think bronze working is the way to go. The wheel would be my second choice, but we don't have another city yet, and there's no value to hook anything up right now. As I suspect I'm going to have copper or iron in this BFC. So if not copper, that's fine, but that way I can at least chop trees for farms and 1 tech closer to iron working. I will probably have at least 1. And that way I'll be able to build units that can chew up barbs without having to do any fog busting. Okay, game moves pretty fast when you're not moving units around. Okay, workers done. Yeah, easily we need a warrior right now, just to at least clear barbs from the area we'll settle. Kind of a semi-escort, just have him near the area you're going to settle. I don't like actually escorting the settler with the unit itself, because the settler moves faster. It's not very efficient to delay your settler's movement speed. Okay, we're going to build a pasture on the cow, and that'll give us 2 hammers and 1 extra food. And by the time that's done, we'll be size 3, and I will probably go ahead and mine that hill next. We'll work this one in the meantime because the yield is higher. But okay, more barb animals showing up in the fog that we are not observing because we have no units out. Okay, pasture's done. The AI is going to prioritize food. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and mine that hill next. Yeah, that's fine. Work the grass forest. That's okay. Okay, we'll build another warrior. Let's send him to finish the job here. See what's to our east. If we have a bunch of fish here to the east, I might go ahead and just settle a city there. I'm pretty good at the the hmm, establishing the empire aspect of this game. One of my failings is I don't build enough units, and I'm usually vulnerable to, well, I guess this wolf attack. Let's see. Good. Okay. I can run away and tech pretty easily, but I err on the side of not being militarily strong enough. So hopefully playing with probably a small audience, but an audience nonetheless will help me avoid making that mistake again. So, oh, there's that frickin' bear. Yeah, we're not gonna have winning. Well, in this forest, we will have even odds with the bear. Whatever. Okay, no seafood down here. Alrighty. No copper in the BFC. I will do slavery next turn once that warrior is done. The bear's going to be in that forest. Unless it moved north. Whatever, I'll hazard the odds. But yeah, unless there's a fish here, I am going to steer clear of this and call it a small backyard. We'll send this next warrior north. Okay, and now it's time to build a settler. Yeah, there's the dumbass bear. Send him there. Okay. Go see what's up there. Got a mine. Let's go ahead and switch to that. Yep, it gains us a turn on the settler. So in 14 turns, we'll have a settler. Hopefully, neither of these warriors will get killed by barbarians. And we can pick a spot here. I'll just send him into the forest. We could lose that. It's winning odds, but if we win, we'll gain experience. Okay, we have bronze working. I'm actually going to chop this forest because I was going to build another farm anyway, and that'll give me a boost on that settler production. If nothing else, I might go ahead and settle this spot. Oh, there's copper up here, but that's too far away. Yeah, let's see if we win this combat. Oh, the lion did not give battle. Okay. We are mediocre size with one city, which means no one else beelined a settler. Okay. Alright, we ran into Rome. Augustus Caesar, and I forgot to switch to slavery. Whoops, I will go ahead and do that. Okay, 5 turns on that. Okay, there's copper down here. We might settle south so we can hook up this copper. Deer, clam. I have a feeling I'm going to spawn some warriors, some barb warriors going into that hut, but I'll do it anyway. Gotta know what's in the box. Okay, so yeah, possible change of plans here so I can build some competent units. Rome came from the north, so he's probably up here, not very far into the fog. He's got a boat, also interesting. We're not going to declare war, we're just going to peacefully cohabitate that tile. Okay. I really somehow think this is going to be a bunch of warriors, but we'll just have to find out. Oh, well, it was a warrior, but it's actually just a gifted warrior that we get. That's handy. Okay. In case you didn't know, regardless of fog, barbs cannot spawn within 2 tiles of your unit, so I'm going to move him. Leaves that plains cow susceptible. Ideally, this mountain would be a great place, but I can't really put him there. Move north and then maybe to that plains. Oh cool, this is a peninsula. Alright, fur and there, we might get lucky with some seafood down on the southeast coast here, but we'll have to wait and see. Chop that in 3 turns. Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and settle here. Just hook up that copper quickly. I'm glad I chose the wheel next after bronze, because I figured we might need to hook up a resource. Okay, Sitting Bull. And you also have a boat. That's a little weird. AI using workboats to scout in the early-ish 2000s BC. Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave him here for now. That's not the most defensible spot, but it'll keep... Yeah, I will probably have a barb or two come out of this spot, but that's okay. I can counter him. Warrior may not do much good, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, because all the rest of this is blocked off now. However, barbarians probably aren't going to be that big of a deal with this thin landform. Still best to have copper, though. Alright. Yeah, I'm probably just going to do settlers and workers instead of growing into unimproved land for now. I'll build a farm there later. Oh, right, I don't have the wheel just yet. Yeah, go ahead and build a farm then. Bad planning on my part. Not thinking ahead. Okay, this is a good spot. Nothing can spawn there, and then we'll move him up here, and then this spot is safe from barbs. However, as of this turn, I believe, I'm not sure if it's different for Epic, melee units can spawn as barbarians, and they, of course, can enter your borders and sack your cities. So the sooner we get this copper, the better. Augustus Caesar adopts slavery. What do you know? Alright, this is a decent little backyard though. I can put up 5 or 6 extra cities in this spot with probably 0 competition from the AI, although they do seem to have a penchant for getting boats up. Yeah. I might want to settle aggressively to the north after that on account of that fact that this land is going to be something I'm not in much competition for. See, the 2 tile away, then yeah, no barbs can spawn down here. And this is close enough to my borders anyway. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and leave him here. It may not be ideal, but whatever. In case something comes out of this eastern spot, I have a unit nearby where the settler's going to end up. Okay, the wheel. Let me think about the next tech. We did skip hunting. We'll need that for the deer. So probably hunting. And with 2 seafood bonuses, sailing is probably going to be in order soon, but maybe not immediately. Got bronze working, we've got the wheel, masonry eventually for this marble. And since I'm a philosophical leader, I'm going to certainly want to go for the Great Library. The AI, for some reason, does not prioritize this path, aesthetics. So if you get it early, the library is a pretty safe wonder to go for. But of course, that's a little bit ahead of what we're doing right now. With copper, we don't really need archers right now. Military units, the box is checked there. I might go ahead and do hunting masonry and then go ahead and settle this spot next. Might be a bit soon. That's probably going to be a good 4th city spot because I'll get that marble hooked up in time for the Great Library. Yeah, we might want to just go ahead and settle up here, and then we'll do hunting. Masonry. I'm not even gonna need to build any cottages. The nice thing, one of the many nice things about being a financial leader though, is you don't really need early cottages if you have so much passive commerce from this coastline. And we do, and when we settle down here, that's an easy 5 coastal tiles, 6 actually, coastal tiles that I can work here. So commerce should be fine. And then furs, well, the furs are hardly better, and there's no food with them. So I don't really need to go pottery yet. It gives me a bit of a luxury to prioritize. We probably do have iron in the BFC, but I'm not going to be able to defeat Caesar, the Praetorian, with swordsmen. So that's not really worth going for. I'm just going to do hunting masonry. I'm going to need both of those techs, and I'm not going to trade for either of them in time for me needing them. So 4 more turns on that. Okay, another worker, obviously. We might actually do 2 workers. What the hell? That's kind of weird. Okay. Might actually not be a bad idea to... When I can replace this unit, I'll send it north to keep scouting, but I want to block off barbs from here for now. Pardon me. Alright, let's get York, I believe will be the next name, settled. Building another worker there, so workboat is a natural choice. Let's send him up here, now that fog is lifted from the city. Alright, and we have the wheel, so let's go ahead and hook that up. That freaking bear, again. We're probably gonna die. We'll have to find out. I believe in you, warrior. Nope, okay. As before, it can't get in my borders, but oh well. All the more reason to have copper, because warriors kind of suck. I should have known, though, because that bear did retreat back here, and it's not like they disappear. Okay, another worker. Given my low population, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the warrior up here and move this one up here in a couple turns. Send you down to actually improve the copper. Well, at the same time, I could just wait on that and build an axeman instead. Yeah, that'll be better. Yeah, 1.5 workers per city is the rule of thumb. It's kind of annoying in the late-ish mid-game when they stop being useful until railroad, but tile improvements are a huge resource multiplier, so having plenty of workers is essential to appropriately fast development. And having not enough is painful when you have to work on improved land, etc. Alright, cool. So once that's done... In fact, I might actually go join that worker so we can finish it up not but 1 or 2 turns after the worker is done. And then we'll get our 3rd city set up. Probably, I'm not sure if it's going to be on the north or south side of this river. Neither would be in conflict for this spot. And there's really nothing south here except this gold in the desert, so I'll go ahead and do north just to put a little bit more expansive pressure in that cardinal direction. Okay. Now we are not creative, so I also don't have mysticism or a religion, so I have no cultural output except for my palace. So I will need a border pop to work these deer here. I didn't think ahead on that, but oh well, it happens sometimes. Yeah, I'll leave you here for now. You wouldn't win a fight, but you can at least prevent one. So yeah, we'll do mysticism after masonry here. Cool, expand it again. And now no barbs can spawn here. I'll take 2 turns, so okay, we're 1 turn away between the completion of this worker and the ability to build an axeman. Oh well. I think the hammers from the warrior will just roll into the spearman or axeman or whatever. I think the game defaults it to a spearman, which is kind of annoying because the axeman is a better choice. But the spearman is still 3 strength. It's better than the warrior. Okay, let's go ahead and build a road this way. Alright, so we have our copper hooked up, and yep, it defaulted to a spearman. Whatever, I'll build it. It's kind of annoying, but... because the AI doesn't really attack you with... there's no barbarian... well, there are barbarian horse archers, actually. But melee units are what you tend to find more, so the axeman is better, but whatever. And... no, really we need pottery. This is another unfortunate thing about the seafood start is it kind of sends you on a tech path where you just have to a la carte research all of the early techs when sometimes, and especially a somewhat isolated situation that we have. Well, that's not entirely true. We did run into 2 leaders, but sometimes you can just beeline to writing or an alphabet and then tech trade for this stuff. But in this game, that doesn't seem to be in the cards. Yeah, mysticism and then pottery, because we're going to need a monument and a granary in this city, and then a granary in the capital. Negro, they'll need another tile to work, so let's mine this hill. And then we'll build another settler after this spearman. I have enough land here to just go ahead and settle my cities, build libraries, universities, scientists, and then I'll probably attack someone with rifling. That's what seems the map is dictating is the best course so far, but that's a bit early to say for sure. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and road. Cow. We'll need another improvement there pretty soon. Okay, workboat. We are 5 turns away from mysticism and we don't have pottery, so I can't build those 2 essential buildings yet, but oh well. I'll build an axeman. Keep to my confession earlier of not building enough units. Have a couple of metal units this early in the game is useful. We're not going to be seeing any more barbarians from this part of the continent, and perhaps not even up here, but you really just never know, and you don't want to be caught with your pants down. Okay, so we should be working the clam and the copper, dumb game. Man. Alright. that, make sure nothing's hiding over here. Okay, and now we're going to build a settler. We can grow up to 5. They're going to demand protection too. I'm going to go ahead and mine that hill. And as just stated, we don't really have a military threat down here, so I'm going to go ahead and send him north. In fact, I'll do that with the warrior too. We're going to need to hook up that deer soon. Yeah, pottery is the next natural choice. I'm going to actually go ahead and switch to the monument and then finish the axeman afterwards. The earlier we hook up the deer, the better. And we do have slavery in place. It might be worthwhile to whip that settler just for speed, but you never know. Well, sometimes you do know, but whatever. It's just a figure of speech. Okay, let's go ahead and get that marble hooked up via road. And this is looking to be a nice spot. Well, more like this, actually. It's not too much conflict with anyone. We might actually... Now, I wouldn't skip this spot to get there, but next I might do that. Alright, this is not a super start by any means, but see what we can make of this. I do kind of like these semi-isolated starts where you do run into a couple leaders so you can still trade techs and you don't, lose tech trading as a multiplier, but you also don't have competition for plenty of surrounding land, especially as a financial leader. All of this coastline is pretty promising. Okay, and it looks like no one's right on this border here, so we might actually get to that spot in time. Since I have 3 workers, I might go ahead and do serially settler to settler, but we'll see. Okay, well, we'll build a road there. I'm gonna go ahead and whip this monument. So now I think it's 15 turns scaled and epic. Yep, we can get that deer improved. Really, I should have explored with the spearman and left the warrior here for fog busting purposes, but oh well. Oh, cool. No one's over here. Nice. So we'll probably be able to get to this spot. But as I said, I will go ahead and settle here and then immediately build another settler up here. Back to back. And then this marble site, I guess we could build a settler from here if need be. I like to claim land when I see it, even if there's a short-term economic pitfall from that. I think the acquisition of the land is a better long-term game, which repays itself quickly. If you play your cards right, of course. It's not always feasible. Okay, we're about to get pottery. And then sailing, not quite just yet. Yeah, riding would be the next best choice, really. Build another farm here so I can chop that and work the other mine. Don't want any barbs spawning over here. Okay. Now we ran into Rome, and they may not even be on this landmass. Oh, that would be lucky. Okay, we are still plenty of time away from that being usable. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send a worker over here so that we have one ready to go when the city is settled. Okay, they are on this landmass, but that's a decent gap. I don't think they're gonna... They could rush that spot. I don't specifically anticipate it, but it definitely could happen. Yeah, jungle's nice too, because it's grassland underneath, so once you chop it in the late game, you get your free speech printing press towns built up here, and that's just a massive money farm. I might go straight for that spot. Nah, I won't do it. The way the distance is calculated. Of course, now that I say that, he'll send a settler out here the turn after I settle this city. Okay, and now we'll lift all this fog here. I can send the spearmen up. And I don't think barbs are going to be a problem anymore. Nottingham. Alright. Monument. And yeah, we're just serially building a settler. Because time is kind of the essence, I will probably go ahead and chop him when I can in 6 or 7 turns. Okay, yeah, definitely Granary. And then I'll send the axemen over here. Yeah, so this isn't his capital's borders, which decreases the likelihood that he's imminently going to send someone this way. Okay, writing, and then yeah, I might do sailing next or start heading that way for aesthetics. Nah, we'll do sailing next. This is just, we'll do tech trading later in the game, I guess. No one has alphabet yet. Okay, we got decent roads built up here. I will build a couple of cottages in this city. It doesn't really have a whole lot to recommend itself for otherwise, but get some land claimed to our north here. So that when we settle this spot, it's not too far away. Most cultured. Hey, we are better than the person I am most leery of at the moment. And only one behind the other guy we know of. It's too early to send him here. Yeah, I was gonna chop the forest. Cool. Alright. No barbs in that spot. Might as well road with the available worker. And yeah, one thing about having these bonus icons is if you have a resource immediately to the south of your city, sometimes it makes it hard to see what's going on over here. So 5 turns here pretty quick. We'll need to send another worker. You know what? Let's go ahead and just send you here. We'll waste 2 turns instead of chopping the tree, but that's fine. We need to get that deer improved. Okay, another Native American. You are Buddhist. You are the first religion we've discovered. And we already have a maritime trade network because we can trade resources. And where did you come from, Inca? You also have a boat that apparently came from the east here. So yeah, we're basically just grabbing land. If I can get 1 or 2 cities up here, I'll just fill in. I wouldn't attack Rome pre-Renaissance, they're too far away. And as philosophical, I'll have a bonus constructing my universities. So That's what I'll do. I will peacemonger until then. But in this game, you really do kind of have to kill people to win. I did win a game about a month-ish ago without conquering anyone, but it was almost an anomaly that I had so much land in my backyard. I spawned, was able to block someone off, and then there was a huge, like, entire Civ's worth peninsula of uninhabited land. Of course, some barb cities spawned, and I had to take those, but I ended up settling, like, basically the amount I would have had if I conquered someone. And I did win narrowly, but outside of a circumstance like that, you do pretty much have to attack someone to win. Question is, when do you do that? And the map seems to be telling me that the best time to do that will be later in the game once I can get all this filled in and make use of my financial bonus with this passive commerce from the coastal tiles. Aw, you're angry? Well, let's just wait till we can mortar our bricks of our granary with the... Okay, that was a little bit dark. Never mind. Okay, what the heck was that? Yeah, that's weird glitch. The movement thing, you select it and it deselects the unit. I'll keep him on that hill just to keep an eye, and then we'll skip a turn. It's a little bit wasteful, but whatever. Well, 3 turns I could build a road at least. Whatever. Okay, when tech trading does become a thing, as I said earlier, the AI never researches aesthetics. That's kind of a nice trading chip to have, but I will do sailing because we'll need lighthouses. 3 turns. Okay, we'll use that to keep an eye on Rome here. And can I whip this settler? Yes, for 2 population. So we'll do that and then send him up to this spot would be... Well, do I want to be greedy? I can't take the cow, the fish, and the copper without losing fresh water, and I wouldn't even be able to build the workboat there. I might be able to get 2 cities out of this. It depends on how aggressive Rome wants to expand in this direction, but this spot is the best. You've got a hill here, 2 hills here, so 3 hills, copper, which provides plenty of production of fish, and then fresh water, and then all of this will be grassland later. So this actually will be a strong spot, and it's at the neck of this peninsula. So as a node, eventually we'll probably fight Rome. Hopefully not too quickly, but this site will also have a lot of strategic importance. Okay, we really do need a granary, but nope, another worker. Well, we're about to regrow. Yeah, let's do a granary. At least put 1 turn on that. Okay, this is shaping up nicely. Somewhat food poor land, though. Not very many bonuses. Okay, you're done with that. Yeah, let's just cottage. We need to have a couple of those going. Okay, no settling party from Rome that I can see. We've got that worker here and the axeman, but I think we're safe. No one has any other religion. Yeah, I'll let him do that. He'll probably send a missionary, and I'll probably accept Buddhism. I might spread it to Rome. Augustus Caesar is not a zealot, but if we share the same religion, he'll probably get rid of it with scientific method, but at least until then, that probably will keep us in good graces. If I remember right, he does declare it pleased. I don't think Huna Capac does, but Augustus Caesar does. But it'll make it less likely. He'll probably attack someone else if he's pleased with me. Let's go ahead and get a trade network going. Cool. And just checking, no one can trade techs yet still. Okay. Alright, and let's make sure no one is here. No barbs. Of course, that would have been impossible, but... Well, no, that very spot could have had a barb. Alright, finally, we can get this camp built. Maybe at some point in the game, this road that I did so that my worker wouldn't just be idle will come of use, but I doubt it. Okay, and we'll probably whip this monument next turn also. Yeah, they take forever to set up, and it's also a bit slow getting your culture bar filled for your border pop. Okay, we need military protection in my capital. I'll send that axeman back south because there's no barbs to spawn bust. Alright, we've got Hastings set up. We claimed this nice important spot. I might settle one to the east here. I wouldn't settle any closer west because border friction's kind of annoying, and that's a diplomatic penalty as well. But yeah, let's get a monument up here. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this installment, but this was a nice, fun start to the game. I'll pick this up sometime in the near future, hopefully, and we can continue filling out. Just some parting thoughts for this. I still want to hook up this marble. Once we get sailing, I'll probably go straight for aesthetics, then literature, and I'm entertaining the thought of going straight to music and getting the great artist, and then culture bombing in this spot to really just choke off Rome, because everyone else that we encountered was by sea. They're not going to drop settlers here anytime soon, especially because it's not very lucrative. This gold is nice, but I can't really work it. There's no food surplus. If there was like a clam or really anything, I would have prioritized settling here, but I can't work the gold for the commerce, and my population levels are too low for the luxury bonus to be very meaningful. With civil service farms, I might spread irrigation there for that later in the game. That'll be useful, but that is a bit of a ways away. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for now. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Signing off.